Okay, this time around I have another video featuring a improved Tier 6 German medium tank. This time around it's the PZ4S. It's seen a number of improvements with the last update, including a number of dispersion improvements while moving, turning the turret, turning the hull, much like the VK 30.1P that I last posted up. Also received a final accuracy boost from 0.35 to 0.32, and it got a reload improvement, so more DPM. It went from 0.4 or 4.6 second reload time to a 4.2. Of course, that's base with considered with 100% crew, but yours will of course vary as soon as you get some skills and equipment on there, including things such as if you run chocolate, brothers in arms, whatnot. But I find myself on Abbey here. As you can see in chat, we're a little lacking on top tier heavies compared to the enemy team having a number of heavies. But you have to play with what you've got. So heading into the Abbey, got the Cromwell up ahead of me, and I have a Crusader following shortly behind. I'm pushing up, struggling up over the ridge here to get on the road. One other improvement that I think is something that should have been long ago added is those side skirts you're seeing on the sides there. They actually count as armor now. They never have before. They've just been there for looks. Now those little side screens count as 5mm of spaced armor to help reduce HE damage, which is kind of nice for near hits, splash damage from artillery, and all the howitzers that are here in Tier 5. I got spotted on the way up, so I ducked in for cover. And I'm thinking maybe it came from over here. And I start looking around, line up some blind shots into the bushes. And that's one of the spots there on the northern base that a lot of people will sit, and sure enough, there's a Wolverine. Cromwell making the rush across the opening. He spots, and then I put some shots in. And this is where the nice gun control, the reduced dispersion after firing, and the quicker reload even came into play. Because the PZ4S was always supposed to be a support medium, firing accurately from medium to long range, much like a turreted tank destroyer. And now, as you can see, I snapped off shots here, back and forth. It's able to basically perform its intended role much better than in the past. They're not huge upgrades, but I mean, shaving 0.4 seconds, that's almost a half a second off the reload. That's quite a bit more DPM. And as you can see, the nice aiming time, the quick, you see the small dispersion as I'm moving the hull, turning the turret a little bit after firing. You see my aiming circle is staying small. I'm rocking the tank, I'm moving it side to side, moving the turret. And the gun control is quite nice. And it may sound similar to the VK 30.1P, but it's just making the tank more comfortable to play. It just feels like a comfy vehicle for someone who likes to play the support medium role, which is right up my alley. Now, actually talking about the battle here, you can probably see we haven't controlled hardly any of the map. My team is scattered everywhere. The enemy team sort of is as well. And there was a sneaky ram sitting on top of the ridge line. There goes some crazy M4 who looks like he's shooting behind him. I found out later that's not exactly what he was doing, but he's firing behind him. And I'm seeing a T-67 trying to pull off the same trick the ram was doing, and I didn't quite land the shot on the top of his turret. Now here's two more tanks, a VK 20.1D and a KV-1, both trying to push the gap over there where we've basically lost the east. T-67 pokes back up in the same spot one too many times. Now the KV-1, it went dark, but I see he's tracked, so I had hit him with my first shot there. Second shot bounced, but the third one takes him out. at this point, if you look at the map, we just lost our last tank in the west. The Skoda, he had went down fighting with the KV-1, the KV-2, and SU-85 over there. Just basically too many tanks for that Skoda to be able to handle. He'd gotten kind of pinned in. So we've lost the west, we've lost the east for the most part. I've been here in the middle just laying down fire anywhere I can see a possibility of. I start moving up to help give this little crusader some support, but there goes the base capture. And rule of thumb, if that capture's going off and you don't have anything else better to do, turn around and get straight back to it. I start back. I see the ram has actually made it up and over the ridge. I start to go for the M2, but I need to help the Sherman out because the ram was killing him. So I back up after killing the ram, sneak a shot underneath the barrel of that tank there. It's not a dead tank, it's one that the force is on the map placed as a indestructible object. But get rid of the threat to our base for the time being, knowing the M4 is still there. Now, I know at this point it's wise to bail out of the Abbey because I've been spotted there too many times. And at some point, those tanks to the west are either going to decide to push to our base or they're going to push in on me. And I don't want to be sitting in the same spot that I've been spotted at least 3 or 4 times at this point. And when they see me with the top gun, which I see Matilda here on team is congratulating me on that, which is nice. A little bit of congratulations and good sportsmanship from your team is always nice to see compared to the typical chat. But basically, if they see me as the highest health tank with the most kills, I'm most likely going to be priority number 1 to get knocked out. And I don't know what the health of the KV-1 or the KV-2 is. I've got the SU-85 out in the open, and I just can't quite get my gun on him. And obviously the Skoda had wore down the KV-1 pretty well because he's on a sliver of health. Fortunately, his trading of shots with our Sherman doesn't go our Sherman's way. So I'm trying to put a little distance between me and the KV-1. I'm thinking that the SU-85 was going to be headed up onto his base. So what I'm trying to do is get this mountain in between me and the KV-1, and I'm hoping I can poke up the turret on this PZ-4S and maybe spot the SU-85 because I'm thinking he'll be sitting right up here because he looked like he was coming around. Now with the mountain in between me and the KV-1, the SU-85 had to be up there, but he's sitting in bushes and I can't spot him. So what I need to do is get out of there now. Just as the Stug was wanting me to capture, but with me getting spotted and unable to spot the enemies, not a good option to try to get up in the open. The KV-1 would have had side shots. The SU-85 is obviously somewhere in bushes. And as you can see there, the KV-1 was moving down from the Abbey. He was going to be coming around me. So he would have been able to flank me. Now, a one-shot kill KV-1 is not a match for the PZ-4S, in my opinion, but we don't, at this point, we don't know where the M4 is, we don't know where the KV-2 is. I knew the SU-85 was spotting me from bushes. The KV-1 was pushing, and now even more confirmation. The KV-2 had made his way into the Abbey, and he would have had a clear side shot on me if I tried to get up on their capture. And with the SU-85 stealthed in bushes, KV-2 and KV-1 both would have had easy shots. So in chat, you can see I am letting the Stug 4 know that I last spotted the M4 to the south. because not everybody uses the last known map positions. It is a standard thing in the game. I don't run with mods. It's just a selection you can check on your mini-map options. But not everybody has checked them. And I just let them know in chat the M4 was down here, and I would really like to get rid of that threat to our flank. Because if the M4, if he's not AFK or turned over on his side or anything, he should have been flanking around and getting on our base at this point. But none of that has seemed to happen. So I'm actually wondering if maybe he had overturned when I seen him go flying down here. I poke around the corner and it looks like he's either disconnected or went AFK, because his turret's turned backwards just like I had seen it, and he's just stopped there. So I get rid of him, I back up, and I decide I'm gonna go down and over the edge here and act like I'm driving down the east road. You're spotted for about 10 seconds, and I want to give them the illusion that I'm headed down the road. And as soon as I think I'm off radar, I turn left, and instead of driving down the left road like I was trying to portray, I get up on top of my base. Because what I'm gambling on here is that they think I'm going down the road. If they think that, they might push into our base. And if we can catch the KB2 in the open, that would be the best case scenario for us. So get behind the bushes. I need to spot him if possible. But nothing's happening. If he had taken the bait, he would have been pushing out already. Because time is getting close. We're getting close to 3 minutes. I would have believed he would have already made that crossing of the open ground there if he was going to do it. So at this point, I load my APCR and ask the Stug if he's ready to go in on the KB2 together. In this case, our combined DPM would be more than enough to take down the KB2 very quickly. If the KB2 hits the PZ4S, now it's just a PZ4 hull from the Tier 5. Not much armor there. He could do a full penetration and kill me in one hit. So I swing wide, go around. I'm not spotted. What I'm hoping for is that I'll take the lead. Maybe the KB2 rushes a shot, hits my turret. He can't penetrate the front of the PZ4S's turret, because the turret's actually quite tough. The turret front is 120 millimeters thick. So if he rushes it, hits me in the turret, that would be best case scenario. I am half expecting to come around the corner and just get nailed right in the hull, though. And if that happened, that would be maybe game over for me. It would be relying on the Stu. But I don't get spotted. Sixth Sense hasn't went off, but the cap siren has. So the KB2 and the SU-85 had actually went the long way around down the west and came around to our base. Turn around, spot him, and place one into the turret, resets the capture. Don't have the SU-85 spotted, so I'm just going to keep shooting into the KB2. Get rid of the threat that I got in front of me. All of a sudden, SU-85 pops up. Combine 1-2 punch, knocks him out. And again, 1-2 punch, knocks KB2 out. Didn't get the Bradley Walters, but guy in the Stug 4, he did try to send me the invitation to get Brothers in Arms. But as you can see, I got the Ace Tanker, Top Gun, High Caliber, and Defender with 2,599 damage. I'm looking there. That's guy's name is Z_Howie, and got 7 kills, of course, 1,387 damage. You see, I threw a lot of blind shots. Got 100 capture defense points for the Defender. But that was the Ace Tanker in the new and improved PZ4S. I'd like to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave any comments below and give it a like and subscribe if you did enjoy it.